If you are caring about how other people look at you, but at the same time you want to stop thinking about like how other people think about you, this video is for you. I used to be a guy who always cared about how other people look at me. It'd be a lie if I said that I don't care anything about how other people look at me. That would be a lie if I say that, but I can confidently say that I definitely don't care as much as I did before. Let me tell you my story that I haven't really wanted to talk about for a long time. When I was in primary school, I was playing baseball, and then it's very traditional thing in Japan to, you know, have a ball here. You hit this ball if you are doing, you know, baseball in primary school, high school, and then I was actually like that. One of my friends like literally making fun of me, like, you know, just being the ball here, just having the ball here, and then that really stuck with my life for a long time. And that, I think that was one of the reasons why I was feeling like caring about how other people look at me for a long time. However, since I learned a little things from this book, I think I remember I read this book for about 10 times. Maybe some of you guys know this book, but it's called The Courage to Be Disliked. This is originally written in Japanese, and then this is also published in English as well. So check that out if you're interested. It did literally change whole perspective, whole, you know, worldview about this world, you know, since I have been reading this book. So according to what I learned from this book and then also my personal experience, I'll be telling how to actually stop thinking about how other people look at you and start living your life. And there are 3 takeaways that I personally think very important when it comes to like how to stop caring about how other people look at you. First is separation of tasks. Definition of task in this case is tasks is what ultimately influence someone's life. What I learned from the concept of separation task is that you want to focus on your task, not other people's tasks. And if you try to steal other people's tasks, you are not living your life. If you are only focusing on your tasks, you are living your life. The definition of your task is what influences your life the most, ultimately. Other people's task is what influences other people's lives ultimately the most. I believe this is a little bit still vague, so let me give you an example. Let's say that you're studying for college. You're studying for entrance exam for university. At the same time, you feel like you have a lot of expectation from our family, society, your friends, and everything. I know how it feels because I was literally in the kind of frustration. Like at that time, I didn't really think about this separation task, and I was feeling miserable actually. But the result of a study and going to a college and, you know, getting a very high score in the test, this is a result, this is the task that affects your life the most, right? Even if you failed at the exam, it does not really affect other people's lives the most. Like, it does not really affect your parents' life, not so much, not as much as yours, right? You are the one who needs to accept the fact that you failed at the exam. So you are the one who is responsible for the task. Does it make sense? And also at the same time, your task is what you can control. Other people's task is what you cannot control. I talked about expectation, right? And the expectation, like having the expectation, like what kind of expectation other people have towards you is not what you can control, right? Like you cannot say you have this kind of expectation, you cannot give them an order. You cannot like try to control their emotions, everything about them, right? Because we all humans and then we like think about things like individually. We are no like dictator for everyone that we can have our all control over them, right? We are not kind of like human beings, so we cannot control them. We cannot control the expectations, how they think about our lives, how they think about our results. This is a definition of the task. And then what this book is trying to tell us is that we want to make it clear which is our task and which is other people's tasks. And then in this case, the expectation from others, this is not your task because this is not something that you cannot control. This is not gonna affect your life ultimately the most, right? Expectation is what they have. So having expectation or not having expectation is their choice, and then this is what they can control. This is not what you can control, right? In this case, what you want to focus on right now is to focus on what's in front of you when it comes to like taking tests. I mean, in the first place, we want to think about if this really what I would do. Like, do we actually confusing other expectations to our life? If we are like stealing these tasks, you know, having expectation toward us to our life, it's actually stealing tasks from others. So what we gotta do is to actually 100% focus on what's in front of us, like what we can control, and then think about what we really want to do with our life. Do we really want to go to university? Do we really want to go to this university? Do we really want to study this in college? Things like that. This is the first thing that I learned personally from this book, and then it has a little impact on my life. I know this is a little bit difficult for you to apply to your life. Take a little time for you to actually master everything that I'm saying. If you are in a position of caring about how other people think about you, caring about how other people look at you, you know, if you're in the kind of like mental situation, it's totally alright to take a little time for you to actually apply what I'm saying right now to your life. Practically, it's like a journey. You'll be able to get used to it. You'll be able to give you a reminder by watching this video, and then you'll be able to actually apply them, and then your life is going to be much easier. Trust me, because my life literally changed after starting to try out these things that I learned from this book. So if you're feeling like that, please trust me, and then please go out and then to apply these tips and tricks into your life. Try to separate tasks into your life, and then try to focus on what's in front of you, what you can control about your life. Second biggest thing that I was able to learn from this book, and then help me to stop thinking about how other people look at me, is that you are the one who chooses how to look at things. Everything that you think, everything that you wonder in your mind is a subjective point of yours. And so what I mean by that is that you have the right to choose however you want to look at things. When it comes to understanding about this world, there are two ways about it. One is objective point of view, second is subjective point of view. Let me give you this example of this bottle of water. Let's say this water is 10 degrees Celsius. If you actually touch this water during summer, this probably feels like cold. During winter, right now in Japan, when I touch this, it feels like it's a little bit warm. Depending upon your situation, depending upon your environment, how you feel about this water changes, right? Even though the objectivity of this water doesn't change, the subjectivity in our mind changes, right? We are the one who chooses how we think about this water. So what I want to say here is if you look at the world negatively, if you look at the world very negatively, the world is going to be a negative world. That's for sure. But if you look at the world positively, somehow positively, it's going to be more like a positive world. We all have the right. We all have the choices for how we want to look at the world. Everyone has subjective point of view. That subjective point of view can be changed depending upon your choice. That's what I learned from this book, and that's something that I'm applying to my life. This channel is actually watched by a lot of people from other countries, so I literally don't think that I can understand all the situations because I'm not living your life. So I do understand that everyone's life is so different, everyone's environment is so different, but there has to be a way to look at things somehow possibly. Like, I'm not responsible for everything that you're doing right now, but I do believe that there has to be a way to look at things most possibly, and I thought that I need to tell this to people like who might be like having difficulties like caring about how other people look at you, or feeling like you are in a very miserable situation or something like that. If you're feeling like you're ugly, that's not true. That's not true. You are actually the one who is choosing like that. I'm sorry to tell you like this, but you can choose how to think about yourself. So please have the courage, to look at you as a, very good person. You do have the courage, you do have the choices of think about yourself, think about this world more positively. That's basically the second tip that I wanted to tell, thing that I learned from this book and then changed my life. The last one also hit me a lot. The last message is you are actually the person who cares about you the most. There is very interesting story from this book, and then something that I learned from others. And there is actually a lady who always cared about like how she looks, and then she's like constantly choosing what clothes she has to wear every day. There's a man who actually asked a question to her, "Do you remember the clothes that you wear for the last party?" And then she said, "Yes, I do remember that. I was wearing this red dress, and I was wearing this makeups and everything." She like clearly remembered everything about like what she wore at that day. She actually went out to the party with her husband, and then the man asked a question about her husband looks and other people's looks as well. She said that like she couldn't remember what other people like look like, what kind of clothes everyone was wearing at that day. Even like she couldn't remember what the husband actually wearing at that day. What we can learn from this story is that we are the only one who actually cares about ourselves. Who do you look at first? When you look at the picture of a group of people and you are one of them, who do you look at first? Probably like 99% of people who are watching this video, you probably say, oh, that's me. I look at myself when I look at the picture, even though there are like a bunch of other people. Like I try to check my, face and everything. I think this is what everyone does. I'm not saying this is a bad thing or anything like that. What I'm trying to say here is that we, individually, we are the only one, like you are the only one who actually cares about yourself the most. Other people don't really give a shit about like how you look. When I actually started out this YouTube channel, no one like left comments, no one left likes, and no one like subscribed to my channel, and I was caring about like how other people will like say about me, even before publishing this videos on YouTube, and I think that was very ridiculous thing to worry about, because I was the only one who cares about myself, At that moment, even though more people are watching my channel, like I still believe that not a lot of people like care about what I'm doing, so what I can focus on is to just giving values to people, and constantly publishing valuable content on YouTube. That's the only thing that I can care about. That's the only thing that I can focus on. If you want more content like this, please let me know in the comment section down below, so that I'll be able to know I can publish this kind of content more. In this channel, I talk about life, career, relationship from a Japanese point of view, and then help you find how to find what you want to do, and then have a fulfilling, meaningful life in a career of yours. So if you are interested in this kind of stuff, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Alright, so I'll see you in the next video. Bye.